Very, very warm good evening. This is Arunava Chaudhuri. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arun Foot. It is Saturday, the 31st of January. Yes, it is the end of the month. And another Indian football and more discussion here on my channel on this Saturday evening. Some of you might be watching football in the Premier League or in the Bundesliga or whatever, or La Liga. I'll give you quick updates on those as well while we have those matches on. And quick reminder in the Premier League, Brighton Hove Albion, Everton goalless, Leeds 0-2 behind against Arsenal, and Wolves 0-1 behind against AFC Bournemouth. Wanted to look at the Bundesliga. What is the current status in the Bundesliga? It is Spanish League. Real Oviedo has beaten Girona 1-0, and Osasuna is leading 2-1 against Villarreal. While in the Bundesliga, Augsburg is leading 2-1 against St. Pauli. Eintracht Frankfurt 1-2 behind Bayer Leverkusen. Hoffenheim are leading 3-1 against Union Berlin. RB Leipzig 1-2 behind against Mainz, while Werder Bremen are losing 0-1 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. And yeah, those are some of the updates. And as always, at the start of such a live, quick update, as always, if you haven't, do like, share, and subscribe Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias, visit arunfoot.com, and like this video, like the other ones as well. And a quick reminder, today I did an interview earlier in the day with Abhik Chatterjee, CEO of the Kerala Blasters. And yeah, kind of 25, 26-minute conversation with Abhik about the current status of the Blasters and other things. And yeah, I think he was very honest and frank. If you haven't watched it, do watch it. And of course, when you watch these, like, share, and of course also hype those videos that the channel can grow. At the moment, we stand at 3,727. So therefore, thanks as always for your support of Arun Foot. Yeah, what's all happened? Some transfers have happened in the last few days or hours. Umar Ba has signed for the Kerala Blasters, latest signing. So they've been on a signing spree. We have Eduardo Cao, centre back, who has signed, for Chennai FC. And the big one, of course, was today that the Indian under 17 women's national team is, and India defeated Nepal 1-0 in the under 19 SAF Women's Championship. Pearl Fernandez with the 49th minute winner for India. So that's a big one for the Indian girls, that they have beaten Nepal in Nepal and at the Pokhara Rangasala Stadium in Pokhara. So that's important. That's good news for our girls. And and therefore, let's wait and see what they can do after that. Dada, it would have been nice if you had put timestamp on Abhik's video. Yeah, Renal, I've noted it. I will try and do that in the video. Let me go back and try and do that as a timestamp, as you say. There was a news report today that the managing committee of the AIFF rejected all 7 candidates that applied for the position of league commissioner, including a former AIFF secretary. What's going on there? Footy Tribe, the league commissioner, in my opinion, is a very important position in regard to what is going to happen in the Indian Super League, in regard to being a bridge between the AIFF and the clubs, being a bridge also between the government, the clubs, potentially a broadcaster, commercial partners, whoever. So that post is very, very important. And I think the clubs are within their rights. If they don't get the right candidate, that they decline the applications. That's what the clubs have done. And we'll have to wait and see who is going to be appointed. Let's see what happens on that front. How would you rate Jamie Vardy's career? Do you see any Jamie Vardy type of story in Indian football? Then there are loads of players in the world of football who've done a Jamie Vardy-like career. In Germany, I would say most probably Gustav Klose would have been an old story. The highest goal scorer of all times in the World Cups has come for the lower division. Um, you know, and Currently, I think Dennis Undaff would be something of a character who's played third, fourth division to get up there. So therefore, I think there are multiple people who can be mentioned who've had such a career, who've come through the system and from the lower leagues to the higher leagues. So therefore, from that perspective, I think, yeah, that is surely possible. And it in football it happens, right? It's not, in my opinion, it's not a speciality of what has happened from a Jamie Vardy perspective. So therefore, yeah, an Indian story. Um, Irfan Yadwad, maybe thinking about that. About 3 years back, he was playing I League Two. Before that, playing Goa Pro League, and then making it to Chennai, and from there to the national team. If you want to say that, let's see. Sir, is this ISL club need to get bad treatment? They are going to play ISL, then they're sending letter to sports minister for PSU commercial partner, stop relegation for 3-5 years. What is the problem, X9P, on that? I am for. I've said that relegation needs to be stopped to ensure investment into the league. My the clubs are saying what I've said weeks, months ago, and the sports ministry has said a lot of things over the last few weeks and months in regard to support this and that and everything. Have you seen that support? I have not seen that support, right? So therefore, for me, these are some basic questions which I think and I believe have not been answered. So therefore, and so therefore, for me, yeah, those are very very valid questions. And this belt treatment, sorry, no, that's not the way to talk. X9P, U17 should not play. That pitch was dangerous. Okay. Your view on U7 and the gameplay was bad due to pitch or lack of game time. Example, I didn't watch the game. And I've said this now multiple times, and you will, whenever it comes out on Chak De Football, when I speak about it. Um, if you're used to playing on bad pitches and then have to play on better pitches, is always an advantage. So therefore, these are experiences, right? We are complaining. We are complaining about everything, but not focusing on the basics. Right? Like, this is bad, this is bad, this is not there, this is not there. Again, are we setting ourselves up to say, you know what? Okay, we've got 5,000 reasons of why something will not succeed, but we're not focusing on what needs to be done to succeed, and that's a problem. Approach needs to change. So last time to join, you'll have to exam near X9P. No problem. All the best for your exams. Even a Luca Marchino started Division 2 in Indian football, went on to play the ISL. Yeah, footy tribe from that wouldn't be because he's played top league in his country. Again, in Indian standard, you would say. Uh, uh, so so therefore, yeah. Other than Kerala, a lot of players are now gone from playing school football, college level football, then to KPL, then going to ISL, I League or ISL. Yeah, yeah. Um, in Kerala, that is very often the path, right? A lot of players you will see have come school, college, university football, and then get into the Kerala Premier League or now into the Super League Kerala, and um, yeah, and then move through I League Two maybe, and then into the ISL. Yeah, that's a potential route, no, for players. People doesn't realize if ISL club gets down to I League, owners won't feel the same vibe as ISL have. I League doesn't have the value ISL have, so probably owners will pull the plug. Probably, yeah. Renal, one of the risks, one of the big risks is for ISL teams to say, you know what, this is not our standard, this is not our quality, therefore we are out. Um, so therefore, again, there are a lot of questions that remain At this moment in time, as I speak to you, a lot of things are unanswered. A lot of questions are there, and to me, um, if you listen, so let's wait and see what happens. On the I League front, the current proposal sort of makes the clubs pay 20 lakhs to participation, 40 lakhs for operation, and roughly at least 56 just for season. So wanted just to play. 40 tribe, I don't know where your costing comes from. You know, um, as far as I know, you have to pay 25 lakhs to participate in the I League. I don't know where you're coming up with your figures of 40 to operate and 50, 60 to a season. Um, I, the clubs are not spending 1.3 crores. So, so therefore, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you come up with these numbers. They should put this months ago. My opinion, stop relegation and commercial partner as PU. My opinion means 40 February is date to start as, and you are sending letter to sports on 30 Jan is late. They had done early when they met sports minister. Listen, X9P, the questions that they're asking now were asked to the AIFF months ago, right? The AIFF hasn't answered. The ministry said, oh, you know what, we'll help you with this, we'll help you with that. The ministry didn't do anything, right? So this is a reminder. They're not asking them now. These questions were asked earlier as well. The ministry said, no, we'll help you with the stadiums. The ministry can't help you with the stadiums, right? They should have come collectively to ask sportsmen to assure them commercial partner and free stadium to the season. Stop late for stable investment. Sorry to harsh language, sir. No, again, free stadium the minister can't guarantee because stadium is a matter of the states. So first of all, so this is an interesting part the minister doesn't know. Relegation, the minister has nothing to do, but AFF is supposed to go to Supreme Court, right? So AFF has not gone to, you know, and the rest will have to wait and see. So therefore, for me, um, some of the things are very interesting to see and observe what happens in the next few days. Because at the moment, I'm very clear. Um, it's a question of how things will happen, and now everybody is like trying to figure out how to reduce cost overall, right? So therefore, for me, that's the starting and ending question of all, right? How do you reduce cost? And yeah, so therefore, um, yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens in the coming days and weeks. But at the moment, um, yeah, this is where we stand, right? Say, এরম sponsor ছাড়া কতদিন? Rahul, who's going to sponsor? Forget the sponsor. We're not even talking about, at the moment, we're talking about broadcasting. The first question that the AFF and the clubs need to sort out some or the other is to find a commercial partner, period. You know, and uh, uh, so therefore, for me, um, we'll have to wait and see. Is the German 20-year-old Karabas FC player was stubborn in his youth days? How do you rate him now? Renal, if you asked me how to rate him 3, 4, 5 years ago, I would have said potential Bundesliga player. I don't know what his status at the moment is. It is for the player a gamble. It is for the Kerala Blasters a gamble. Marlon Rose Trujillo, love to see what he's able to do, and then we'll have to wait and see. I can't tell you how good or bad he is because I don't know what the status of the player is at the moment. IFL equal to ISL nomenclature doesn't change anything. Namita, sorry, Rahul, IFL is not ISL. IFL is equal to I League, and the I League is not equal to ISL. As much as some people want to make you think about that, that is not happening. So therefore, that's the reality. So therefore, for me, we can talk in. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Tomorrow we'll get clarity on broadcasting. No, we'll get it on Monday, X9P. I think if I understand it right, it looks like Z potentially could be coming back. Sony, I don't think wants to pay, wants to just get the rights. Um, Yeah, and then there is the uh, uh, um, you know um, the question of Sony. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see. Tuesday, I think we should be. Sorry, Monday, 2nd of February, we should be clearer. If once the I League clubs together put in 5 crores for operations, essentially 40 lakhs per club to play home and away, then AIFF still at least 50 lakhs. So 20 plus 40 plus 50, 1.5 crore. Um, the participation fee stands at how much? 25 lakhs, right? That is your half of the money that goes into the operation cost of the league. So the AFF saying we half, you half, sort of indirectly. Um, so the point here is airfare stay logistics, you're calculating something. Um, and at the moment, um, home and away 11, 12. How are you getting to 12 matches in the I League? You're gonna play max 10 if 11 teams, right? That means max 10 matches, 5 home, 5 away. So that's one. And then the question is top 6 or not. So therefore, you are generalizing the calculation. So therefore, the calculations, in my opinion, are different and most probably higher. Sir, the March Hong Kong match will be at Ranchi. Rahul, it is a potential venue. I guess the AFF is trying to convince the Jharkhand government to spend money on it to organize it, and let's see what happens. Up to last I League run with 20 crore of AFF, real parasites in Indian football. Now they have problem and AFF want clubs to pay money. Because, yeah, right. So it is good for federation to produce their own kit. Like, are there good countries whose federation produces it? No. Rahul, you have a kitting partner normally. No federation. I wouldn't even know even a small country which produces its own kit. Sir, I mean, 14 February is to start league. All matters should have solved early as possible. Relegation should stop at least 5 years to bring stable investment. X9P, we don't have time. Right? You are talking, oh, solve early. There is nothing early to solve. Some of the grounds are not ready yet. What are you talking about solve early? This is a crisis management season. This is not a season where you say, oh, you know what, everything was ready. We just had to turn up and then play. No, we're not in that situation. The season as it stands at this moment in time, as I speak to you, is that we have to see that how, if and how the season happens. That's the challenge. That is the challenge. So 656 jersey was fire, yeah. Brown. I really liked it. 20 lakhs footy type, you can mention as much as you can. I remember 25 lakhs was mentioned, and I remember also the Chanmari guys talking about that they need to pay 25 lakhs. Dada, how good was Boyan Cricket? Was he a star boy back then? Renal, he was a talent. Was he a star boy? Yeah, potentially the next Messi. But then again, all these next Messis, I don't even know how many next Messis Barca has produced over the last 15 years. All of them then failed at some stage. Says the Indian goalie who can replace Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Rahul, Ritik Tiwari would be my choice. Uh, um, so at the moment, looking at things, but again, Ritik needs to prove that he's good enough, right? And he can do it on a regular basis. That's going to be my question to him or to anybody else. You have to perform day in day out, week in week out, and yeah, it's a challenge. So let's see what he can do as that. Right, 20 minutes of this live already. Quick reminder, if you haven't, like, share, and um, subscribe if you haven't. Um, without your support, without your help, this channel can't grow. And again, more likes enable other people also potentially to see that we are talking here. Only 3 likes, guys. I think we can do better than that. And we still stand at 3,727. Thank you very much. And of course, if you haven't, do watch my interview, which I did earlier today with Abhik Chatterjee, CEO of the Kerala Blasters. I think Abhik gives us some nice insights, and yeah, as always, share it with others, and let me know what you think. Thanks, Arman, for the 100 rupees. You're saying, as per some reports, certain clubs are on the verge of shutdown. Possibly Odisha, FC, Mumbai City, FC, process. Arman. I don't know where you're getting this. None of the three or none of the others, all of the clubs are going to play, right? Mumbai City is training. Blasters, their coach, Katala, is back. And Odisha FC are going to start late, yes. Odisha FC, I think, are the only team who are still not in training. But I don't know. Again, be careful. A lot of people are writing a lot of things. I warn you guys, um, be careful about those because there's a lot of speculation out there. And Aman, thanks a lot for the 100 rupees. Tanda, it's the first time since 2014 I had a proper talking between clubs and AIFF. No. 2014, even 2014, the clubs didn't speak to the AIFF because they were speaking to Reliance. No? They didn't need to speak to the AIFF, right? Sir, I really hoped 656 come back. Rahul doesn't look like it at the moment. Yes, sir. Maybe Salt Lake Stadium, maybe not ready. Is it, sir? X9P, it's not about Salt Lake Stadium. It is, there are questions about the Kalinga and Odisha. There are questions, again, I don't know if you've seen those pictures from the Nehru Stadium in Chennai, the Mumbai Football Arena, they're trying to get ready. Abhik speaks today about the status of the ground in regard to Kerala Blasters. That is also not sorted. Bangalore, I think the ground is under work. So all the clubs are fighting its time. My dear, still Salt Lake Stadium hasn't recovered from the vandalism. Says Rahul, it's not about the vandalism part. It's about, again, even if it's the vandalism, worst case, they will shut down the first tier, the lower tier. So therefore, for me, let's wait and see. Brother, even in I-League days, the salaries were very high, right? Sony Nodi got 6.6 crores for 3 years while he was in Moulmein. I got if from Google if it's correct. Renal, I've said this since 1995. Again, even pre-NFL days, my thought was always for the standard of football that our players play, the salaries are high. So this is not an ISL only. The sports, no, as I said, makes no sense. The sports ministry respond to letter by 14 asset clubs reported. Does these 14 clubs only written the letter or came together? Kumar, they sent a letter together, and I don't know if they're going to reply or not. This again, they are speaking to people in the ministry, no? But this is sometimes you have to put it on paper, so we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they'll dust it in dustbin, but again, this is a question about them, right? In India, there is Sam, Dam, Dhan, as will happen, Jai, wo, Jai, ho Jai, KX, Nampi. So, like Bangladesh will play against any country before March. Do you think we're going to do the same? No idea. At the moment, the AFF is all over the place. If someone wants to play India, then maybe they might. Otherwise, no. Dada, I have certain kids here. They ask me how they can make it to professional. Kids are 15, 16, 17, just like that. Don't have to wait for ISL clubs, trials or things. They're getting into district league. Renal, the question is how good or how bad they are. Right? ISL trials is nice. Are you good enough for an ISL academy? Are you good enough for an I-League academy? Are you good enough for even an I-League 2 or a Kerala Premier League, Super League Kerala team or whatever? Right? So at 15, 16, 17, you need to play. And if that's a district team, yeah. And if you're good enough, you will make the way up. Unpopular opinion, ISL quality became garbage when they introduced 7 Indians in playing 11. I don't know if that's garbage as an opinion. Arman, the quality will automatically come down. No? If we had 7+4 and now we have 4+7, the standards will change. And to me, it was very clear from the onset that if you look at the Indian Super League as a system, as clubs, because we wanted to have more Indian players in it, that the less we have, yeah, the more Indians you have on the field, the quality will drop. And that is not a thing of today or yesterday. That would have been the same case if we had 7 Indians and 4 foreigners starting in 2014 or 2004 or even in the 90s, right? State league and work up the pyramid is a good advice there. Yeah, yeah. Work your way up. Sir, I think the match should happen in Madhya Pradesh or soccer unknown states. Yeah, but why are you saying Madhya Pradesh? That do they have a stadium for an international football game? They don't, right? And put that in dustbin. I don't think so. Apart from one or two ISL teams, do you think the level of foreigners in I League and ISL teams are quite apart to each other now? No. 40 tribe, you know what? I've heard this now from few and you would now we can say that you have uh, maybe I League level foreigners coming to the ISL, and then lower level foreigners coming to the I League, right? So therefore, it's a pyramid and a system, and if they are not doing it, they are not doing it. Yeah, the quality of foreigners this season is going to be less. Again, some of the clubs are gambling on some of the foreigners, right? You're paying much less than what you've paid in the past, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. The broadcaster bidded, Marcus said. Kumar, let's wait and see. Um, Again, there's an interest from Z. Uh, you know, um, from uh, fan code, and then Sony. We'll have to wait and see what comes around and what do they want. Are they free? Are they willing free to open it, show it? Let's see. Sir, your opinion on Interkashi if they can finish in top four, sir? External, yeah, with Habas in there, with the players that they brought in, yeah, Interkashi will be very interesting to see. Pamela Conti is very involved with the U17 girls. She's very hands-on coach. Okay, Hitesh. If I were the president, I'd approach all foreign players in my country to attain citizenship. Rahul, they would not get Indian citizenship. So therefore, Ashraf says Nepal 0-1 India, Bangladesh 12-0 Bhutan today. SAF U19 Women Championships results. Yes. Sir, you are OCI, so how you remain so connected to Indian football, even being OCI, sir, your parents frequently visited India. X9P, my parents visited India once a year, as most non-residents have done. I have lived 5 years in Kolkata and worked also in India, in Mumbai, at Mumbai City, set up the Academy of Round Glass Punjab. So yeah, that's how I've been stayed connected. Two new debutant doing today, U17, both are selected from Junior National Football Championship, says Bashanti Mali. Okay. How was the talks with Abik? The Was he positive? Is he positive? KVCC for this season. Then Abik was the way he is in the interview. You know, um, and I did ask him as a first question, is like, how are you feeling? How is it? How is the situation? Because the situation for him and the others is tough, right? If you are running an ISL team at the moment, the CEOs or general managers, managing directors are in the worst position of all, right? And I've told you I know some of the guys, so I think his biggest wish is that he says that no, he wants the league to happen, but he's also very clear. Is he positive for the Blasters? No, he's not, because they're gambling in regard to the foreigners, right? Because they've reduced costs, they've released. They've sent out on loan Adrian Luna as well as Noah Sadui to reduce the wage bills, and let's wait and see what happens. Just like UAE and Gulf nations too. Yeah, Rahul, but India doesn't do it, no. Z pagal hai kya to invest in soccer in India? Rahul, let's wait and see. India U23 to play Bhutan, Tajikistan March. Converted, but don't know on what basis they have chosen Bhutan. Let's see. Okay, Shanlata. So is fan code a better option for OTT? I think so. Again, if it's not Geo Hotstar, then surely. As living in Varanasi and huge Interkashi fan, what would you say about Interkashi ISL 2006 season? Could I go along with signings? Sharnata, as with every other club, and I've been saying this in general, they look decent on paper, but can they really perform? That is what Interkashi and all the others have to show, right? It's a challenge for them and the others, and um, again, with Habas in there and with the players that they've signed, um, let's see if they can challenge the top four or maybe more. Now I'm going to watch Avik Chatterjee. Okay, watch it later, Kumar. Be part of the conversation. Join to it. Yeah. Sir, could you please tell me what did you study and how your career went, please? Rahul, if you want to know what I did, how I did, in more detail, either read it. There is an About Me page on Arunfoot or arunfoot.com, or, recently gave the guys a portfolio, an interview in regard to my life, my career, which gives you an insight of what I've done or not. Sir, opinion on Northeast Football League, Gujarat Super League. Get to know today's Gujarat Super League also exists. Gujarat Super League is a short tournament, but it's good, better than nothing in Gujarat. And Northeast Football League, I have no clue what's going to happen with that. Are they going to use existing clubs? Are they going to create franchises like in the Super League Kerala and the Bengal Super League or something? We'll have to wait and see. So, your opinion, Ranchi as India national team match host? Shannata, nothing, because it's not decided. It's been proposed. They would have to check it. I don't think that the venue at the moment would be AFC certified, so that would have to happen, and then we can discuss it. So therefore, it is most probably there was an offer from the Jharkhand government to play somewhere, and then the AIFF has come up with that and said, okay, listen, let's play here, because I guess Jamshedpur might have been an option, but Jamshedpur is not easy to reach, so therefore, yeah, Ranchi it is. I think this men's 17 has the ability to play the World Cup. Rahul, maybe, I don't think, no. India 70 team, what for ACS to be playing in South is a good strategy practice. Hitesh, 100%. These girls are going to play in a few months in the AFC U17 Women's Asian Cup. And rather than, playing an older batch, because you have an under 17 and under 20, you don't have an under 19. So with the resources also they have and exposure and other things, it makes complete sense, in my opinion, to get these girls, and to me, it's an interesting thing to see how they will do. I mean, winning against Nepal at home, sorry, away for India, at home for Nepal, is a good thing. And now we'll have to see what these girls can do. Right, for them, every day is a test, and but it's also about experience, and these kind of matches are very, very important, and it's not easy. So therefore, yeah. Interkashi new to ISL, that's why they're spending money than old ISL clubs. No, Rakesh, they would have spent this way or that way. Um, they're trying to build something, and I guess for a club like that who's willing to spend, I think for Interkashi it's the best chance, or even for other teams, who are willing to spend. Some teams are on survival mode. Some are willing to spend. Those who are willing to spend, this is most probably your best chance to try and win the league. So therefore, Interkashi most probably is trying to push for top four or even more, and let's see what they can do. Sir, Gujarat Super League broadcasting quality, good stadium condition, better than Bengal Super League, Kerala Super League. Sir, Northeast Football League signed 10 agreement with Japanese company. It may be real. X9P, the Gujarat condition is better because they're playing at one venue. They're playing at the Ekana Stadium in Ahmedabad, the original Trans Stadia Stadium. Bengal Super League is being played across the district, so don't compare it. And but Super League Kerala is a different ball game altogether. I think it's not about the quality of the stadium, but again about the attendance, which is good. And this Northeast Professional League, whatever it is, it is real. But again, nobody knows the facts what they're trying to do. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see what happens to that league, and then we can take it forward. So therefore, at the moment, yeah, the less I speculate, I think the better it is. You know, it just makes sense from my point of view. Hey, PC Gamer Tag, what's your take on asset clubs proposing no delegation writing to the sports ministry? Clubs too comfortable with closed league? No, PC Game. PC Gamer Tech, I have to say that these people who have been investing now X amounts into Indian football over the last, some of them 11 years, looking at the standard of the I League, looking at other things, looking at the investments. I think I've said this always. I think a closed league is the best thing. Is a 14-team league the best thing? I don't also think so. I think a smaller league would have been better. But again, nobody's asking questions about that. So therefore, they're not comfortable. Everyone is losing money, and some of the things, for me, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But again, is the sports ministry set to answer this? Normally not. Normally the AIFF needs to answer this. The AIFF answering this? No, they're not. So therefore, you know, um, I have to, you have to, we have to wait and see what happens in the next 2 weeks, and then yeah, let's see. Again, relegation to me makes no sense in the league, to be honest. Indians women's team now in Turkey played a goalless draw against Spartak Moscow. They're the best in Russia. It's a good result. Hitesh, I don't know what the standard is. I don't know what happened in the match. I just saw the result. So therefore, I can't say anything. Right? In a friendly, a result is doesn't matter. You know what? What will matter will be the matches in March, right? I would, even if we played bad and conceded 4 goals, it might have been better. You would have said, oh, you know what, we won 1-0. You would have been jumping up and down. It makes no sense. So therefore, I don't know what happened. 0-0 as a score looks good. But again, makes no sense because I don't even know what kind of a squad Spartak Moscow played. Did they play their first team? Did they play maybe their B team? Did they take India seriously or not? Therefore, all of this, yeah, can't be. Sir, Bengal Super League need to work on stadium quality, broadcasting quality, sir. This is my views. XNP, yeah, they most probably know themselves. Is it, sir, draw is good against Moscow club is best? No, that's what I said, guys. It doesn't matter. The Spartak Moscow women's team draw makes no sense, right? A 0-0 against Spartak Moscow is a nice thing, but these friendly results have no value. My thing, what I need to worry, what you need to worry, what we need to worry about is the matches in Australia, right? Vietnam, Japan, Chinese Taipei. We need to wonder about those games. What we're doing in advance. Listen, we could even go in and beat, let's say we win 3-0 against Hertha BSC, right? Third division club from Germany. Wow. Everyone will be jumping up and down. And then you lose by 15 against Japan. What's the value of that win? Right. So therefore, these are friendlies. All friendly. Friendlies are nice. Good results might give you a good feeling and all that stuff. But we are going into these big tournaments, and that's where we need to be better. And that is what is all count. You know? So which grades did you compete in? I was from fifth to ninth in school over in Kolkata. Old IS Club lost their money. That's why the investors went out. Example CFG. Okay, Rakesh. CFG went out for other reasons, but again, the money part is this, but again, these are investors. Some of them are still spending money. Mohun Bagan is still spending money. East Bengal is still spending money. If you win against Hong Kong, will get a sponsor? Maybe no. Why? Why would a sponsor? We're out of the qualifiers. Why would a sponsor now come in? Has anyone shown interest in any of Indian football because we've won a match here or there? Right? Which dream you're living in? Win against Hong Kong will bring sponsor. If not Nike, then Nivea maybe. Rahul, I don't know what is going to happen. At the moment, it looks like we don't have a kitting partner and nobody seems to have come forward. So we have to live with that reality. No, we have to live with the reality that the All India Football Federation has no kitting partner. They are producing, someone is producing somewhere some sublimated shirts. Those are being used and the Indian team plays. And yeah, nothing more, nothing less. And that's, again, for me, not a nice reality, but that's the reality of where we are today with our Indian football. There is no Nike, there is no Adidas, there is no Puma, there isn't even a Nivea, as you say, or a 656 or Shiv Naresh, whatever you want to call it. right? At the moment, the AIFF is making it on, and hopefully they will sort out something in the next few weeks. Yeah, that's a situation that is very very sad, given that we're going to be playing the Asian Cup. So, which India jersey you like the most? Rahul, I don't know if you've seen it. There was used to be in shades of blue with a little bit of white, an Adidas jersey. I think 2004. That's my favorite. Unless you improve the quality of the players and skills, no big sponsor will come. It is even if you improve the skills, will sponsors come? Again, this thing, okay, we get results here, we get results there, and someone will come. Sounds nice, sounds good. But as long as certain structural things don't change in Indian football, I don't see anyone coming forward. Right. So therefore, that is my biggest concern. That, oh, you know what, we win one or two matches, oh, then XYZ will come forward, they will sponsor, they will come, this will come, that will come. It is yeah, no, it's difficult, and the realities sometimes are brutal, but those are the realities of things where we stand at this moment in time, right? We are nowhere, we're not competitive. So yeah, that's why we are sadly where we are at this moment in time. So what did China do that we couldn't? Rahul, they invested money across pyramids, right? They if you've got a structured pyramid at the bottom, you got development, and then move up to the top. They invested through it. They invested in infrastructure. They invested in coaches. They invested in scouts. They invested on exposure. They invested on all of those things which we want to, with Jugar, we want to do. Oh, ho jayega, kuch na kuch ho jayega, and all that kind of stuff. And therefore, we are where we are, right? So therefore, that's the biggest, yeah, difference in regard to India and China. With me, that's a very, very, very big difference, right? Right, 43 minutes. Once more, a reminder, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Help the channel, help me to grow. And and 5 likes only, guys. I think we can do much, much better. So do leave that support behind, and thanks. I believe clubs play a minor role in Indian football's downfall, and AIFF the major. No, Rahul, major, minor is not the conversation here. The point here is, have have you had a share in the failures of Indian football? Major, minor doesn't matter, right? So the AFF, yeah, has its share. The clubs, the state associations, the football schools, academies, the players, the coaches, the scouts, the media, the fans, everybody has their share of these failures. Oh, yeah, that's the reality. CFG leaves Mumbai team struggling, Mumbai only supporting cricket. Who says they kept him struggling, Rakesh? And that's my first question. Yes, they've left them, but the old owners, I've set up Mumbai City. So again, I know the club better than most people in the world. They've set it up, and they're working on it, and therefore that's the main thing, right? We have to see how Jordan has come from nowhere to qualify for World Cup and make a case study. No, Hitesh, case study here, case study there. We will not be able to copy a model. Yeah, if you tomorrow say, oh, you know what, we need to look at Iceland, how Iceland went to the World Cup and Euros and this and that. Oh, and try and copy it. We'll not be able. Oh, Jordan did its model. Then someone say, oh, Uzbekistan. Oh, you know what, Cape Verde, Curacao, they came all through. So therefore, yeah, these are so therefore, it is not something copy paste. We have to find our own model, and the question is not an Indian model. You have to have a regional, a local model to development. If we do not do that, then we will not be successful in the long run. Our biggest challenge in Indian football is that you need to be able to cope with um, the different realities of what exists in different parts of India, right? China, 9 clubs got match fixing scandals. Yeah, Rakesh. The Chinese have clamped down on clubs left, right, and center, on players, on coaches, on officials in regard to match fixing, age fraud, and other things. They clean their system, right? Maybe something that that is something that India should be copying, right? To clean up the system. So these are realities. Do you remember Saudi goal against Argentina? Yes, I remember those goals in the last World Cup. Sir, is Albania good enough to? I mean, they're Europeans. Meaning, what good enough for what? They once in a while qualify for a Euros. They bring out some good quality players, but yeah, are they going to be a big year of European football? They aren't. Will they be? Maybe. Who knows? Right? They're there, right? So yeah, Albania is Albania, and therefore interesting always to see how successful can they be with the playing material that they have at their disposal, as I say, and yeah, very important as such. Every team, right? Every country wants to be more successful in football, right? Even the biggies, right? In Germany, is like, hey, can we challenge for the World Cup or not? So that's the conversations in different countries, different parts of the world. Do you think Iraq or DR Congo to World Cup? Well, it's in those games. Any country can go through. That's the thing, right? I don't think there are going to be big favorites here or there, but I think it's a mixed bag. If Iraq play good on that day, they can upset DR Congo. I think DR Congo is stronger than Iraq, I would think. But if DR Congo plays well, it's a difficult one to just say, oh, team X, team Y will be good or will be bad. It is yeah. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see what happens with with the teams. So that's the point for me. I think they see as they are physical enough. Now, as I say, football is a funny game. So for me, um, 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 so therefore, if for me, uh, um, you know, um, um, so for me, they have the potential, but again, Iraq. Would be interesting to see what they can do. And so therefore, for me, uh, 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 um, yeah, would be favorites if you ask me. Uh, uh, so yeah, will be interesting to see. Do you think Italy will qualify for this year World Cup? Oh, Hitesh. Will they make it a hat trick of not qualifying for the World Cup? Will be very interesting to see. To me, um, uh, um, those qualifiers are interesting, right? Normally, Italy is the strongest of those teams, surely. They were unlucky to be with Norway in a group. So that has to also be said. Norway bulldozed over the Iraqis. Uh, um, and but yeah, the quality is there, but the other teams in that, yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, let's stay out of that conversation in regard to it. Right. What else happened today? One second. I wanted to check something for regarding today. Uh, 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 uh. Weren't the under 17 boys supposed to play another game against the boys from Tajikistan? Okay, I don't know. Twitter doesn't seem to be working here. 1 second, let me check if they ever has posted anything. Uh, okay, India winning. Nothing on the boys. Um, yeah, those are the realities. Um, Transfers, as I said, I think we'll have some announcements in the coming days that are going to come our way in regard to in regard to what is all happening. As mentioned, um, will be interesting to see how the teams shape up. I think that's going to be very interesting to see how the teams are put together, what happens, and yeah, is so therefore for me very, very interesting to see how the ISL teams really put their teams together, how they prepare for this challenge. It's a massive, in my opinion, it's a massive challenge now to get ready and put teams together. We've again today is the 31st of December, and in 2 weeks' time, by this time in India, it would be then 10:38. By that time, if things go normal, um, both the matches should be through, the openers, right? Mohun Bagan versus Kerala Blasters, on the other side, FC Goa versus Interkashi. So therefore, that would be interesting to see. And yeah, again, as I say, it's 2 weeks to go. If the schedule remains as has been suggested, and we'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming weeks. India U17 won its first match 4-2 against Tajikistan. Yeah, yeah, they did. And the other day, someone asked me about the Tajik under 17s. Again, one thing was forgot to say the other day, uh, um, you know, um, that this would not be the Tajik team which played the under 17 World Cup, because this would be the younger age group. So, yeah. So therefore, who knows what the quality of that team is. So therefore, the comparisons are very not easy. Hey, Ochut, saw the last 20 minutes of U17 women's national team against Nepal. Very early, man, in my time zone, substandard pitch at Pokhara. National team fit for international matches. Don't know how much of a good preparations our girls will get. Okay, so, sorry, substandard pitch at Pokhara, not fit for international matches. Don't know how much of a good preparation our girls would get. Acha, okay, now I understand. Sorry. Okay, the pitch is the topic. Yeah, but I don't know what again, as I say, I don't know what the quality of the pitch is. Um, it's a grass pitch, right? Yeah. It's always a topic. So again, South Asia, um, always, um, yeah, we'll see. Iraq playing with OCI players. Yes, Rakesh, they are using overseas citizens of Iraq, OCIs. Um, so therefore, from that standpoint, Um, yeah, most teams around the world are using overseas citizens or players born in those countries. So that's a reality, right? We are one of the few who are actually not focusing on that, utilizing our diaspora for our national teams. That's something which is our reality, and um, we could do it. We need to do it, but again, we're not doing it smartly. So that's a reality. That's a problem, and therefore, for me. Yeah, we need to change our focus. We need to be smarter in what we're doing on that front. And yeah, let's see what happens, and if we can get those done or not. And yeah. Right. Ugh. 55 plus minutes. Um, Once more reminder, if you haven't, I did an interview earlier today with Abik uh, Chatterjee, CEO of the Kerala Blasters. And yeah, I think Abik was honest, straightforward in his answers. Um, I felt it's a good interview. Um, watch those 27 minutes of the interview. 27 minutes of the interview. I think it's, let's see where where it goes. Honest, straightforward, and enjoy the interview. Tata team playing with sports card. Rakesh, they have some sort of system to allow foreign-born nationals to play for them. Yes. Are we starting ISL on February 14th? And what about I League? I think there will be commotion regarding who will want to participate. Uchut, the ISL is starting on the 14th in 2 weeks. And if the I League is set to start a week later, you know, you know, and um, and everything else we'll see. At the moment, the I League is not a 11 team league as they said the other day, right? If I understand it right, as that situation stands, um, Chanmari doesn't want to play because the fees are high. Aizol has some other gripe, and Churchill thinks they are an ISL team. So therefore, those teams, yeah, are in a different world, and you know, it's a it's a it's a it's a difficult thing to say what's going to happen in the next 2 3 weeks, both the ISL and I League. Um, both of them have their questions to answer, and all of them have their task cut out, having to sort things out, and that's a huge challenge, I would say. Onamada in the Epic interview did not ask the quality on the pitch. That means in player quality of Indians. I know that is not the correct time to ask question. Kumar, that's never a question I would ask him, right? I think you need to know what you can ask. Forget timing. And what do you want? What will Abik tell you? Abik is the CEO of a club, right? So again, I thought these are the questions that I would ask him, but that is not a question to discuss. Uh, um, yeah, to talk about the things in the way we did. I mean, it was a very frank conversation. Again, I asked him a personal question because I see that if you see him, you listen to him, you realize he's trying his best. Right? It's not easy. It's tiring. It's tough. It's rough, and there are X number of people banking on him to deliver. So, yeah, those are realities. Why is India not doing these podcast things? Rakesh, because India nationality, Indian government is very strict on it. They want to, they've never been interested. Again, you could make easily OCI for sports. You could make a sports OCI or whatever you want to call it. All of that can be done. The government of India has never been interested in it, therefore it doesn't happen. So therefore, we again, it's. I raised the topic of Indian origin footballers with the All India Football Federation. I've said this X number of times here on this channel or in interviews. Whoever wants to listen to that, in 2001, I raised the topic 25 years ago. The question now is, where do we stand? So therefore, we are where we are. So therefore, yeah. So therefore, for me, that is as much as it is a question for you and me, for us, we don't have an answer to it, right? So therefore, that's the problem. That is at the end of the day, the government, and be it under Congress rule, be it now under the BJP, it is not something that they have ever wanted to answer, right? Don't you think even special talents like Leo Messi and I'm Vision had Dada, sorry. Dada, do you think even special talents like Leo Messi and I am Vijayan had to work their off to reach where they are here now? Of course. Renal, even if you're an exceptional talent, if you don't work to a certain extent, you will not reach a certain level, right? When I am Vijayan was a young cold drink seller in Trishur and he juggled the ball, and then the Kerala police gave him a chance. I am Vijayan had to work hard to reach the level that he reached. Lionel Messi didn't come as a 17, 18-year-old into Barcelona and say, hey, I'm Lionel Messi, pass me the ball, I will create your chances. No, he had to work hard. Of course, players have to work hard. But that is a question for every player. Forget every player, every human being in his walk of life, work of life. Are you working hard enough to do the best that you can? And that's a simple answer and question, right? Dada, RFYC pilot projects reached 10,000 official games today. Is it a big milestone? No, it's not. It's it's nice that they have 10,000 matches. What is it? What are you producing? What level? These are milestones for them internally, very, very nice. The end product is the question. If your end product is Mohammed Nemil, Mohammed Sanan, Franklin, all these guys, then you know the RFYC needs to be better in the future to produce better players because otherwise we're not getting anywhere, right? We're stuck in our loop. We're happy. Oh, you know what? We're producing this, that, everything. Yeah, nice. But and we've had 10,000 matches. Listen, X number of matches are needed to get us to a certain level, and that we don't have that X number of matches. That those are all challenges that we're facing at the moment, and it's yeah, more work needs to be put in. More work needs to be put in. Do you think Rahul can improve more? Like even he's still only 25 now, he still have enough time in his hand. Very theoretically, yes. He is he is a player who could do more, can do more, and if we will do more, then we'll see. But at the moment, you see what I see and the level that we see with these guys. Um, so for him, yeah, all of these guys have to do better, right? In potential, that's our problem. No, we talk about potentials and maybe where they could go, how, what, and blah blah blah. Ooh, we need to see that these guys do better than what they've done yesterday or day before, and that challenge for me remains every day in Indian football. You know, and so it's the way it is, right? It is the way it is, and Rahul KP to me used to see him 15, 16, 17 in that World Cup squad. Yeah, like many of those boys did good, but could have done better, right? We could have reached a higher level, you know, and yeah, we're interesting to see what he can do in the coming years, or if he can is willing, capable, able, willing to do what is needed, right? So therefore, these are all questions, and be it Raul Kipi, be it the others, all of the young talents that we have, uh, you know, you know. So nah, that's yeah, those are the realities of things. So therefore, yeah, we have to live with them. Sorry. That was Dele Alli more talented. Jude Bellingham, he's literally ghosted from his career. Was he more talented? Maybe, maybe not. But you said it, right? He didn't didn't move up with the talent potential he's had. AFC should also start Nations League style competition to replace meaningless friendlies. Avi, they've proposed it, and meaningless friendlies is on you. There are meaningful friendlies as well. Let's see if it comes or not. The AFC's proposed it. Let's see if it happens. Sports cards is easy thing. India suffering. I blame AIFF for them. Were interested on these things. So how do you saying that, Rakesh? I love that when someone with comments says, "Oh, I blame XYZ for this." How do you know the AFF didn't try? I know the AFF tried, right? Because in 2005, 2006, my then person of Indian origin card went to FIFA. So the AFF has tried over the years. If you want to blame something, blame it on the government of India. This is a blame on government of India that they have not been interested. So don't blame again. You know, Rahul had a super shot against Colombia or Ghana, right? It knocked out of the crossbar. Was 217 most thing the best thing PP done to Indian football apart from getting reliance in. Renal, the under 17 is not a job for Patel. Um, it's thanks to Mr. Zeb Blatter that we got it. So therefore, his biggest again, yeah, wrong person to give the credit. Mm, Second, there. Or now, who are the correct person to ask the question on player quality? The coaches, Kumar. The coaches, right? And um, you can ask a CEO about this theoretically, right? But the CEO's jobs is more than just talking about players. It's trying to keep the club alive, finance, operations, this, that, everything. So the coach about the quality of the players is the coaches, Kumar. No one else. Dada, what should be your approach for a friendly and a qualified game? Renal depends on who you're playing in a friendly. Are you playing a stronger team? Are you playing a team which is on your level, or are you playing a weaker team? Then you have to strategize accordingly. Um, and then the qualifiers, I would always say in the qualifiers, you always have to play to win. No? And now the Dele Alli in that Pochettino team was successful. Yeah, a lot of players were successful in those days at Tottenham. How much importance you give to Gothia Cup and Ranjit Bajaj team in our academy? Hitesh, none. The Gothia Cup is, all of these are Mickey Mouse tournaments. If Richard Hood, one of the most sensible guys in the system, he had done a lot of reports and findings, and looking back, what he said is always correct. Yeah, of course, Richard is certainly one of those guys. Technical director of football can be asked about player quality. Yes, Kumar, but it starts and ends with the coaches because they are the one. Yeah. Um, so therefore, for me, what to say? Ranjit Bajaj said that he will stop OCI players. He only wants Indian players. That he can bring 10 Messi in I League. Rakesh, why bring this up? Again, it's blah blah. It's nice quotations of PR, media, and all that stuff. Again, OCIs should be not even a discussion. They should be playing for us. And who's going to create 10 Messis? Nobody's creating 10 Messis. We're not even creating one Messi at the moment. Right. And it's not a question of investment. It's a question of quality, of desire, of will, and not talking about these things. We're always doing jugaad. We're cheating the system. We need to work hard, right? People are not working hard enough in a lot of positions and a lot of places to get us to the results that we want and we need. That is the conversation that we should be having. But we are talking about things. ABCD says, I need to we need to do this and that and everything. It's not helping us. We need to work very, very hard to get to be successful. And that is to me the biggest um, a huge challenge. And therefore let's wait and see what happens, right? Northeast in India is the only place where football is more popular than cricket. We need to harness more player from that region. Hitesh, you can develop talent anywhere in India, right? It should not be restricted to a state or a region or a zone. If if a talent comes from wherever, it might, the next big Indian football talent might come, let's say, at the heartland of Madhya Pradesh, from the core center of India, maybe we again, and that is something that we need to be open to that, and that's very, very important. You know, uh, 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 um, so therefore, for me. Um, that is, yeah, that's the starting and end of the conversation, right? Northeast, yes, Northeast has given us a lot of talent in the last 3, 4 decades. But again, it's not just about the Northeast, right? Second, why is it not showing? Sorry. Ah, there it is. Now, the technical director of football club and federations also check quality of coaches and improve. Kumar, yeah, would say that. But my problem is if I'm technical director of AIFF or technical director of the state association and have X number of coaches, right? I am only looking at them when they are doing their licenses. I am not checking them for the rest of their career, right? So again, these are things that sound so brilliant in theory and practicality, they don't happen, right? It is a lot on each individual to see that he or she, whoever is working in whatever position, is as good or even better to be better tomorrow. It's the reality. So therefore, if you don't do that, it's not going to happen. You know. So again, technical director of a club, he can only look at what he has and what he's. Sorry, or is he going to get better players or not? Ooh, difficult, right? For me, a difficult question to answer because yeah, should not Kalyan Chobe take responsibility for the mess in football? I mean, yes, sure, he needs to. But again, you are asking about responsibility, about a word which I like to use a lot, accountability. Do we have it? You know, and yeah, but if Ranjit, as mentioned in the next question, Kalyan, other people, do they introspect and say, listen, I've done something wrong? They would never say that. Ranjit Bajaj blames ISL clubs main problems when you fold every time blames on ISL. Yeah, because there is no introspection, right? If I want to be better, I want to produce better. I need to ask also, what have I done? What have I produced? What have I created? And that is not done in Indian context, right? It is in Indian football, we love to blame ABCD, right? It is not about and we need to come to the fact that or the understanding that a lot of things haven't gone right in the last, yeah, I don't know, forget years, decades, you know, and we don't rectify mistakes. If we don't rectify mistakes, if we don't make things better, the problem in Indian football will remain that we could do such a show in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. I would be much older, most probably my complete hair would be gray, and we still have the same conversations. So therefore, for me, it's sad. It is sad that we are talking in a situation like it's like, um, yeah, and we're not getting there, and um, it's yeah, and we fall for this whole narratives and PRs and all. We need to work hard, very, very hard as an Indian football ecosystem to be better every day. That is my challenge, which I see. Dada, I think the talent pool Kerala produces is getting slim. Think Rahul is the last elite one from Kerala. The Sun and the Mills got much better education facility, but they aren't that good like KP. Interesting, Renner, yeah. And the question is then, what is about the next generation, the Mohammed Suhails and all these? We'll have to see. And that is the thing is, as you say, and I said that in the superpower football, uh, you know, um, that we are in a situation where why are we still talking about those things, right? So therefore, for me, um, it is very clear that a younger player If he wants to take the spot of an older player, he needs to be better. So therefore, I don't know when and where we will get into this situation where we recognize, realize, and want to change things for the better. And yeah, it's yeah, it's the way it is. And yeah, um, I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult at this moment in time, and it needs to change. But will it change really to the level that I and you we wanted to change? I don't know. Anjit Bajaj, Delhi FC relegated to I League 2, still he blames other clubs. Yeah, and didn't accept it, right? Went even to court to fight it. Again, you want the ISL to have relegation, but you yourself are fighting against relegation from the I League. Hey Lama, sir, solution में भी problem. एक solution खत्म होता है तो दूसरा शुरू हो जाता है. हमें वैसे ही चलना पा, पाएगा. Okay, you have a point, right? I also say that once in a while is that while we try and solve one problem, there is the next problem already in line, and then we haven't solved the first problem. We have a second problem, and then by that time we already have a third problem, and then the your problems add up. So so that's the difficulty, right? You know. So for me, these there's a multiplication of problems, right? There's a quantifiable number x of problems, and therefore it is doesn't make your my us our life easier, because by the time you're trying to tackle the first problem you have already 10 more, right? And then it gets worse and worse, and therefore for me that's one of the biggest challenges. So let's see. Why is it not? Sorry guys, today is the worm drin, as we say in German. Dada, suggestion, can you do a podcast with Steve Charles of RFYC? Is the head of scout of RFYC and got very good knowledge. Can you ask him out for a podcast? Daniel, I can ask. I know that Reliance Foundation getting podcasts difficult, but I'll try. Again, as with everybody else, right? I mean, I've been speaking for the last 3, 4 weeks with a lot of people to do podcasts. Pritam was the first to agree to it. And then I had Abik today. So let's see. I hope that the next 2 weeks there will be more to come. Sporting Delhi relegate हो गया क्या तो I League. Lama, I don't know. I've said this to everyone ना, relegation के बाद अब कैसे होगा, right? Would be my point to you. कैसे होगा, right? Because अब तो जो situation है, अब तो पहले let the matches start and then we can have a good conversation about it. Because I say the first 3, 4 matches most probably will decide the journey of most of the teams. We'll know which teams are going to potentially fight for the title or which teams will try and avoid relegation. So therefore, there's no at the moment it's very difficult to say. Ranchi's new home, no Vignesh. Ranchi has been proposed again. AFC delegation will have to check is the stadium fine, because I think the AIFF would have talked to the Jharkhand government, and so let's wait and see what happens. Who would be a good AIFF president after Kalyan regime period over, sir? Rakesh, I know the one other person who I would suggest to be AIFF president, but I will not name him in public or them in public. So let's wait and see what happens. The others, Interkashi building something special. They're getting decent foreigners and youngsters like Rohit Danu. Are they dark horse? When will they, as I say with everybody else, listen, you and I and we would, these discussions are on potentially how are they not, because that is something which is difficult because it's a theoretical discussion. Interkashi to me looked a team potential top four, right? Even though they're promoted. But they with if this the six foreigners that they have, um it's not a bad team. And if I add now the addition of Nauris Petkevicius, the Lithuanian striker, yeah, to the Spanish Armada, that makes it very interesting, right? There've been some uh, yeah players out. Let's wait and see what happens. Kalyan will never be removed, only if it's a scandal. Okay, says Lama. Sorry. But I wish he gets removed. My wish is only this. We'll have to see. So, you know, uh, yeah, Lama, let's see. Please give any hint about him that is enough for me. No, Rakesh, it's that I don't do that. No, if I've got people in my head, I speak to people. I have certain candidates in my head, but I will not. Again, I'm in some of these things I'm involved. That's why I keep that trust and don't speak about things. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Right, 1 hour, 21 minutes already on this live on this Saturday evening, the last day of the first month of the new year, 2026. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias, visit arunfoot.com. And of course, watch the short videos. Today, did an interview with Abhik Chatterjee, the CEO of the Kerala Blasters. And this live so far has 10 likes. Thanks a lot. We stand at 3,728 subscriptions. Thank you for that as well. And as I said, watch my Abhik video. Again, I felt it was very honest, very direct. And like, hype, share. Again, that more people watch the content. I need your help to grow the channel. Without your help, guys, Arun Foot as a channel will not be able to grow. So that's a fact. And thanks a lot. Yeah. Again, president of AIFF, we'll have to wait and see what happens. No? When will be the next election? Where will be the next election? There are a lot of unanswered questions and queries, and therefore it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. But that is, for me, in my opinion, very, very, very far away, because at the moment I think we need to again and again and again talk about the All India Football Federation and regard to the Indian Super League. We have to talk about the I League. We have to talk about the upcoming Asian Cups for boys, girls, as under 17s, under 20 women, and of course the senior national team. All of these things need to be looked at, and then June, July, September, we will most probably have the next elections, and then we will get a clarity on where this journey is going. But to me, um, this is something, um, very, very important, and yeah. So that is that, and therefore a long, long way to go, a long way to go for us with all that has happened, that is happening, and Indian football is the way. Um, um, yeah. Therefore, we'll have to wait and see. Seems like I've answered your queries for the day. There are stadiums in Italy also owned by government and leased to Serie A and B clubs. I don't know if it's correct. If it's correct, is it? Oh, Renal, I know that Juventus built a new stadium that belongs to Juventus. I think in Milan, Inter and AC Milan share a stadium. I think it belongs to the city of Milan. And in other place, again, I don't know if what is the case of that. Of certain stadiums are municipality owned, some are owned by clubs. So therefore, that is something which is there. That's a sport. Sorry, Dada, Sporting Club Delhi getting a lot of young players. Thomas Schosch is going to be an excellent technician. Renal, Thomas Schosch has shown what he can do with young players, at least with the reserve team of the Blasters. He's had his difficulties with the Blasters as well as now as Sporting Club Delhi. I don't know. The short league for me is not a league for young players. This is experience will count. And that will be an interesting see. I think for a lot of the young players, it's a big chance. Some of them might grab a big opportunity, a good 2 month campaign in these 3 months, and boom, you could land with a bigger team. So therefore, it's very interesting to see. He's got a lot of talented youngsters, but again, can they really move to the next level? Um, um, for me, that's a very important thing. And let me just see Sporting Club Delhi, who they have. Again, we've had Mohamed Ayman, Mohamed Azhar, who've joined them. Andre Alba, the experienced Brazilian midfielder, has left also now for Indonesia. You have an experienced Karanjit at the back. You have Mohamed Rafi. Alex Shaji is still there. His young brother, Alan Shaji, also a Reliance Foundation product, is there with them. Um, um, experienced Isaac is there. Devendra Murgamka is there. Interesting to see how these. It's yeah, Ayush Adhikari, who I rated a few years quite highly, is also there. So there's a lot of players at Sporting Club Delhi. Where see, that's why I'm interested to see what kind of a squad finally they come out with, because it is still not really, yeah, not really a squad where it's say, you know what. I don't know if that's going to be a club that can push, because you have you know Sana Tomba, the young defender from FC Goa who's joined them. Young Akash Mehra has joined them from the reserve side of Northeast United. You have um, Lago Lengo Hanshing from Aizol FC. Sorry, from Churchill Brothers. What am I saying? Churchill Brothers, who's joined them. Azar and Ayman, of course, are there. Um, Augustin Lal Rochana as well. Aizol. Um, as I said, Alan Saji, ex Reliance Foundation, with now with FC Goa's reserve, and of course also Johan Victor Brito from Roots FC. So therefore, yeah, a lot of young players. Um, you know, let's see. Dada, what do you make of ISL marketing two posts so far? That's to I League level. No, why? I've heard this now from quite a few people. Actually, someone who I know, so senior, actually told me, "Oh, you know what? This I League. Is it really I?" Sorry. Why, Augusto, tell me, why did you think it was I League level? Would be very interesting question, right? Would just out of interest, why did you think it was I League level? Other than Kerala, people are eager to watch Kerala Blasters SC play, like very eager. They just want to see the club play. They also hope we win a silverware there, but I'm excited to see the club play. Then I think, again, if you listen to Abik, then you have to understand that this is a transitional season. Nobody knows in what state the respective teams, clubs are at this moment in time. Um, I think that's, for the Blasters, if the players click, you never know what is possible. If the players don't click, you don't know what is going to be possible also from a negative perspective. So this is you have to keep in mind. So therefore, for any team in this league, if you have any expectations at all, I would suggest keep the expectations to a lower level, because to me that's the it's difficult. It's difficult to state that XYZ will achieve this or XYZ will achieve that, because it looks, in my opinion, very difficult, at least as I speak to you about potentially, you know, potentially reaching a level. Because to me, it's just, yeah, it's just too complicated, too difficult, I would say, with whatever is available. Now, the Blasters, again, I know the Blasters are always, there's always an expectation, and and yeah, it will be very interesting to see what happens. But to me, if you ask me, mm, yeah, let's wait and see where we go with this, right? I mean, if you with all teams, right? It's like some people think, oh, you know what, Mohun Bagan's going to win it. It's like Mohun Bagan have a new coach. They have a new setup over there. Is it really ready for all this? or is Mohun Bagan has to settle down as well? So therefore, there are a lot of small questions on these things, and I don't think there's a simple answer um, per se. To me, it's a question of if and when and how things will go, and um, you know, um, let's see what happens. Good evening, sir. Can ISL club work under unprofessional AIFF? Daknath, they will have to. They don't have any other options, right? Sorry. That's the reality of what it is. So we'll have to wait and see. I think a very important position, a very important person for the ISL this season will be the league commissioner. And I hope the AFF and the ISL clubs find the right person for that position. I kind of agree that this season we can stay relegation, but going forward they should implement it. What's the incentive for I-League clubs? What is the tier structure? We need to sort this out first. PC Game Attack, my question to you would be, again, we want to do it on merit, but we want to build a league also on funding, on finances, right? And in an Indian context, an ISL club spends X times more than an I-League club, right? X times three, times four, maybe times seven, times 10, depending on the size of the club. If I compare, let's say, what Mohun Bagan is spending and a Chanmari, or maybe Aizawl, not that much, but also, but they it's not even a Premier League versus a non-league team, the difference. So therefore, that's also reality. Current season, I-League teams sign better foreign player than ISL. AFF only helps in league teams. We'll have to wait and see, because are they really signing better? I don't know. I haven't seen too many great signings. IG, the posts on Insta and Twitter are kind of similar to I-League level. Okay. Yeah, but again, if you the ISL had an agency, an external agency doing it. Now you have here someone who's doing it. Again, I know some people are saying, "Oh, the logo this, the logo that." I'm not putting too much of emphasis on those things. To be very honest, for me, it's that's happening. What the heck? East Bengal signed Jerry. Now they can pitch a lineup of 11 right wingers or so. Yeah, Shivam. I go back to the fact Jerry M, always very talented. Um, to me, um, it puts pressure on some of the younger um, um, players at the Blasters, because the Blasters say at East Bengal, right, on the wingers. Shayan Banerjee, for example, recently went to the or not recently, is at the Santosh Trophy, right? He was a very much talked about player in Kolkata circles, yeah, at the time, and in PV Vishnu will have to prove. So we'll be interested to see what happens in East Bengal. Why is Japan achieving more success in football than China, despite China spending more money? Avi, did China spend more money? Do you know that China spent more money? How do you compare China spending more money to Japan? Is it per capita? Is it per GDP? How is China spending more money to Japan? Right? It seems to, but is it? China is X times, China's 12, 13 times bigger than Japan. Mizoram football is getting more structured. In future, they can overtake Manipur's Northeast Giants. Hitesh, both of them are Northeast Giants, and I think the question doesn't have to be is Mizoram a giant or is Manipur a giant? Both of them are giants of football in the North. Sorry, seems to be a bug somewhere. in the system. So Mizoram for me is already a football giant, and the comparisons of who's bigger or not doesn't matter. I mean, I would love Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, Assam, Nagaland, Tripura, Arunachal, add Sikkim to all of them to be successful. So yeah. Dada, 2022, the people here in Kerala were crazy for the semi-finals against Jamshedpur FC. Entire state was talking about the game. There were big fan parks and beaches and resorts so people could catch the vibe and passion. Yeah, Renal, that's how it's. I mean, I guess that is how we would love Indian football to be, right? It isn't always the case. I know, we know, and it's difficult, but this whole thing about vibing and being part of a community, of being part of these kind of matches, I think is very important for Indian football, for for it to grow, right? So it's not easy, and we'll always have to sort of fight for the biggest support on that front. Right, 1 hour 37 plus minutes. Once more reminder, like, share, and subscribe. Only 10 likes, guys. What's happening? You have to do better. And if you haven't, if you're listening, if you're liking, even if you're watching it afterwards, you're liking what we're talking about, yeah, leave a like behind, share, and subscribe the channel. 3728 is today's number. And of course, watch the short videos that I try and make on a daily basis. Did an interview today with Abhik Chatterjee, CEO of the Kerala Blasters. Quite an insightful conversation with Abhik. I at least enjoyed it. I hope Abhik enjoyed it as well. And we spoke a lot about things, and especially for you Kerala Blasters fans, I think some very, very insightful things. Wish Tamil Nadu FA become proper working. The talent is there, but the kids need a platform. Yeah, but Renal, yeah, all of them, right? A lot of state football associations need to do better. Tata, what do you make of FC Goa squad so far, and how good is Daniel? Augusto, FC Goa is one of the weaker squads, and I'll tell you why. Because the difference in this league are the foreigners. Period. Right? It's a set of a group of five good foreigners sorts you out. Six ideal. Daniel is coming in as Daniel Lampuya is coming in as an opportunity, and alternative to Ishan Pandita. But Daniel last season got a few chances at Mumbai City and didn't perform. Right, so that is also, if I like it or not, that's also a reality of Daniel. If I look at him as a younger age, he was playing at Bangalore FC. He was playing even for the Indian national team. He's got height. He's got the physical build. Unlike other northeastern boys, but he didn't convince. He didn't achieve. So that is the reality of things, and sometimes it's brutal on that front, but um, has to do more and has to achieve more, and yeah. So let's see what he can do, but yeah, interesting to see. Because there is unemployment, no industry, especially in Northeast for young players. I'm more encouraged into combat sports and football. This way they can hope for a better life. Hitesh said a few times in the past by people, yeah, especially Manipur is a topic, even Mizoram is to some extent, but um, yeah, but we you know, I don't care. Sorry, I said I don't care from which state a player comes from, as long it's an Indian state, as long as the players have an Indian passport, they can play for us, and that's something which we sort of need to keep in mind, and therefore I take anybody who's Sorry. So therefore, yeah, that's something which I agree with you. That football, that sports is an alternative for a lot of these kids. But yeah, are they um, getting the opportunities that they want, that they need? That's always a question. It's a tough one. Huh? It's a tough one. It's a hard one. But to me, it's very important that we, yeah, get the best possible, give the best possible to the kids, and and hope that they achieve success. No, that's the most that we need to do, right? Therefore, yeah, that's it. Right, 1 hour 41 minutes, meaning 1 hour 1 minute, 101 minutes, or nearly 102 minutes. I rather should be saying, well, maths at the moment. Um, yeah, it's interesting days, because in the next 2 3 days, I think, in regard to ISL, hopefully it will become clearer in regard to who could be a potential broadcaster. I think there are broadcasters in line. Do they fulfill the criteria? Do they match what the AIFF wants from them? Or, sorry. Um, Next few days look to be very interesting to see what happens in the Indian Super League. Also, I think decisions in regard to the leadership of the new league structure, which is there. Um, and then we have to see what happens in and around the I League, what happens in and around the women's national teams. I think that's the most progressive, most supportive thing to do at the moment. Be it the women's seniors, the under 20s, the under 17s, especially under 17s playing in Nepal at the moment. So therefore, best wishes for that, and then we'll have to wait and see. You know, Indian football is in an interesting phase, and yeah, it's all that I can say at this moment in time, and wish you, me, us, all the best. And not sure if I'll be able to do a live tomorrow, but I'll be surely back on Monday once more. Like this video, share this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, and of course watch all the other content that I'm making, especially, again, as I said, I did something with Abhik this morning, for you to watch. I think it's a good interview, where he speaks honestly, openly about a lot of things, and the channel needs your support to grow, and therefore, do not let me down on that front. Augusta says FC Goa will struggle to score goals and are probably in a situation to shut down if things go like this. Yeah, Augusta, they are one of the entities. No? They're even entities who spend money now. Again, don't be gaslit by the fact that certain teams are suddenly spending money to try and salvage something, because some of the teams are spending because they fear that they could get relegated, and then these guys know that their owners will surely pull the plug. And FC Goa have always been very serious about their business. Um, so let's see what it is. Dada, is the chance of a Brazilian becoming a pro in soccer is less than 1%, rather than the prospective junior messiahs going on from Fritz Supply at 24 to play in Syria is a big thing, right? Yes, of course. Rendell, there are millions of Brazilian boys and millions of Brazilian girls who are trying to become professionals. Yes, of course. 1%. The chance is not 1%. The chance is much less. Is 1% chance would mean it's 1 in 100 makes it. And those guys who have jobs, who do things, and then later on in their career become pros, that those chances are what, 1 is to 10,000, 1 is to 100,000, maybe 1 in 1 million. Right? Those kind of stories are brilliant for football. So therefore, yeah, all of these guys who make it, it's always great to see. And with that, that's really come to an end on this Saturday evening. Last time, I'm going to get on your nerves with that. Like this video, share this video. If you haven't, please subscribe to Arun Foot. Help me grow the community. Watch my other videos. Again, as I said, did a nice interview with Abhik Chatterjee, CEO of the Kerala Blasters. Watch my earlier videos as well. There's a lot of interesting content on Arun Foot. And I'll be back with more insights, more interviews, and also with more lives. Thanks, and good night, everybody.